Good morning, afternoon, or evening, or whatever time it is for you guys today, and welcome back to today's video. So today's video is going to be all about the developmental playlist that you will be creating for this class. You will be generating this developmental playlist over the series of 3 different ones throughout the entire semester. And each one corresponds to a different unit in the class. So I wanted to take a second and kind of walk you through what I am imagining your developmental playlist will look like. And the reason I'm talking about it now is because each week I will be asking you to submit questions, i.e. songs that you think would be appropriate towards comments or content covered throughout that week. Part of this is, one, to keep you accountable that you are thinking about this over the course of the semester, but then 2, so that I can also see what you guys are listening to and see if that song is appropriate or not appropriate, so that when you get to your final project for each of the units, you already kind of have your songs set up in place. Now, the purpose of the weekly check-ins is what I'm going to call them for your developmental playlist isn't necessarily to give me the background or the rationale behind why you chose that particular song. It's more along the lines of, all right, you choose this song because of X, and that is it. It reminded you something related to a content area within the chapter that we were covering that week. So I have an example of one that I want to go through and look at. Now keep in mind, this would be an example of a unit that we're going to be looking at. In each chapter, you will need to be finding 5 different songs. That's the minimum. You can, of course, find more if you find more, but you need to have 5 minimum songs for each chapter that we're going over, including chapter number 1. So let's look at this a little bit more. So for this particular presentation, they chose maturation as one of their themes or content areas. And for each theme, they had different songs associated with it. So in this case, they have 3 different songs. Now, this is in Prezi. Do you have to use Prezi to present this? No. But it does have all the information that I'm looking for, such as the name of the song, who sang it, and also how it relates back to the concept that we were talking about. So, you'll also notice that they have embedded the song, or in this case, the YouTube video for the song in here. I'm not going to play it because, 1, I don't want to get copyrighted, but then 2, I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard of 7 Years before. So this particular song shows us how, as we grow and learn as individuals throughout our lives, we mature. Now, this particular song is along the lines of, like, I'm trying to think how it goes, like, my father once told me to meet a goal. My mom told me to, I'm literally trying to think of what the lyrics are at this point without playing the song. Again, I just don't want to do that because I don't want it to get copyrighted. And these videos that I do record get put onto YouTube. This is the reason why. Although I'm pretty sure I can show you like a 15-minute clip. Well, 15-second clip, and it won't be copyrighted. I don't want to take the chance, though, so I'm not going to do it. But if you want, of course, the song is entitled 7 Years by Lucas Graham. And again, for the check-ins each week, you don't have to tell me what's going on. But what you do need to tell me is the overall concept that you're looking at and what song you're thinking of. You'll also notice that there is specific timestamp. So what is in the parentheses here is the timestamp where it is talking to them about that specific one. I do want to caution you and say Any of these that I'm going to show you today are off limits. You cannot use the same songs that they selected in your own developmental playlist. I just wanted to be clear here so that we do not run into that issue later on. So again, when you are giving me the check-ins, all you have to do is to give me the name of the song, the artist that sang it, and then what is that content theme that you're looking at. The other thing that you'll need to do for the longer project that's due at the end of the unit is explain the rationale as to why you picked it and how it relates back to that content theme, and include the timestamp where that is mentioned in the video, or in the song in this case. Alright, so that was song number 1. We also have song number 2. This particular song is the entirety of the song. It's not necessarily just specific timestamp, although of course if you have a specific timestamp, make sure you include that in there. This one is not necessarily by a mainstream artist. That is okay with me, okay? You can find clips on YouTube. You can find clips on TikTok. Just be aware if you do TikTok that you need to make sure that it's visible to individuals that say don't have a TikTok account. The reason I don't have a TikTok account is the university I was at before coming to here had a policy to where we should not have TikToks on our computers or devices. So I just don't have a TikTok, and at this point I should probably get into TikTok. However, I know one of the flaws in myself is that I can get sucked into watching short form videos, and I try to limit myself on that, so that I'm trying to resist getting into TikTok to not go into that bad habit. So again, this one is Gazelle's maturation theory, and it's focusing on the repeatability on the development of individual traits within an individual. The specific individual that wrote this is Mary Lambert Secrets, and the song name is Secrets here. So again, what you would need to give me for the weekly check-in is Mary Lambert's Secrets, and I can go in and search for that. If you think that it's hard to find, you can of course give me an online link. Make it so much easier for me if you would. Alright, let's look at the last and final video here. So this one is called Power and Control, and it's by Marina and the Diamonds. So again, if it's not mainstream, that is okay. As long as you can tell me how it relates to the overall concept, we're good to go. So that is one content theme. Next we go to Piaget's theory. Keep in mind this is an example. This does not have all 5 videos that I want you to have for each content area. And keep in mind the content area for this class is going to be chapters. So let's talk about Piaget. So in this one, it is Take Me Away by Neurotic Fish. And this particular song shows birth to nearly 2 years of age because it has chirping birds. I would not say that that is the best representation of stage 1 for Piaget, but as long as you can relate it back, you would be good. This song, which is song number 2, is Firefly by Owl City. And this song shows ages 2 to 6 to 7. Again, this would be within stage 2 of Piaget. We next have the song Mean by Taylor Swift. And this song shows ages 7 to 11. And it demonstrates allergies, that is not the word. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm recording this at like 11:30 at night. I'm usually asleep by this point. Analogies, excuse me. So, like I said before, it can be mainstream, so just Taylor Swift. It could be older classical music. Owl City is not really older and classical, but they were very popular in the 2010s. You could go back to the 1960s, the 1970s, the 1980s. Again, whatever music genre you like, and you can find a video or a song that can relate back to the concept that we're looking at, I have no problems with it. So that's stage 3. And then finally we have stage number 4. And this is showing ages from 12 to adulthood. And this is Honky Tonk Badonk by Trace Atkins. This is a country music. So you can also mix genres throughout this entire one. I would say what they are missing here, especially when we talk about adolescence, with Piaget, is stage number 5, which is the neo-Piagetian stage that we're looking at. So I would make sure to include that there if you want to talk about Piaget's theory there. All right. I feel like I've gone over enough with you guys to understand that, but keep in mind that for every single chapter, you will need to be pulling different things for that. I'll give you a little bit more instruction as to what is the content area that I'm looking at in the future directions, but right now, all I want you to do is really think of what are songs that can relate to the content from that particular chapter. I just want to go through and double check that you're making progress on this and you're not just waiting to the last minute to do it. So, as I said, I'm going to kind of skip through the rest of this. And then we have Erikson stages. And of course, those 7 stages of Erikson, so those 7 videos here. Just trying to go forward real quick. So if you have any questions about the developmental playlist and what I'm looking for, please let me know. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I will also provide this link to this Prezi presentation so you can kind of have a general idea of what it might look like. Again, in this instance, please do not reuse any of the videos that I mentioned in this link. And it has to be for each of the chapters that we talked about. So for week number 1, it's talking about the research of adolescence. It's talking about just the history of adolescence, the history of teenagers. I'm sure there's videos out there about that. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If not, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.